Hey there, it's Grace. Welcome back to my channel of fountain pen and ink goodness. Plus some other stuff, some new stuff coming next year. I hope you'll like it. I know you'll like it. You'll like it. If you are new, thank you for being here. And please consider subscribing and maybe kind of like hitting that like and notification button so that you will know when new videos post. Okay, alrighty. Let's just get right to it. No preamble. Let's get to the overhead. Let's do November Ink Report. That, if you watch this month's Currently Inked, was all about the leftovers. Let's go. Okay, so if you remember, I had a few pens that I had to use up their inks and then get them clean because your girl was slacking. I was slacking on the cleaning department, mainly because of all the travel I'd been doing. And so, for the most part, I used up all the inks that was left in the pens because November is the leftovers edition, remember? And I only had 2 to refill just to finish the month out. So this month in November, it gave me a chance to kind of like to reassess my original pairings. Plus, one of the things I'm trying to get a better feel for is the pen or the ink's wetness. I'm not fully clear on that yet. I notice when I'm swatching that sometimes I'll get an idea of wetness, but when it comes out of the pen or just looking at using the ink, sometimes I'm just not sure. It still mystifies me a bit. Plus, at the end of this video, I've got some news to share, so watch till the end, because I'll be announcing something. And anyway, the first pen that I will do an ink report on is this pen is just one of my, get out of there, man. This pen is the Pilot Kakuno, and it is inked in Diamine Pumpkin. It's a new ink for me, and I absolutely love it. I've always adored this pen ever since I got it, but I also adore this ink, and I thought it was appropriate for the autumn season to put an orange in there, although I don't do orange a whole lot, which is interesting because I love an orange color. Anyway, I love this pen. I love this ink. But I think this ink would benefit from a different nib. My Kakuno Clear is a fine nib. I actually think this needs to have a larger nib size, maybe a medium, maybe even a broad, so this color can really, really shine. And one of the things that I had said, one of the things I had on my list to do was to purchase extra nibs to put in my pens, to change pens. I just recently bought 2 different nibs to put in. I seem to be doing a fine nib purchase, so I wanted to have some extras there. Anyway, I think this was a really good pairing. This is one of the ones that I had to refill because when I ink up my pens for the month, I judge how much I will use that color. I want that color, but also how much I think I'll use the pen. And sometimes I'll have to re-ink just to squeak through the end of the month. This was a really good pairing. I absolutely enjoyed it. The ink is beautiful. Love the pen. The 2 together, remember my rating is about the pairing itself. So it's the pairing of the ink and the pairing of the pen. Even though I love both of these separately, I'm going to give this one an 8. It was really good, but I think, as I said, I think this ink needs a larger, I don't know if you call it larger nib or whatever. In the fine, it's good. I think it needs a medium nib. And I wrote that here as well so that I can remember. Yeah, Don't do that. Okay, next one up is one of my favorite pens to use. Absolutely love this. This was part of my Jinhao October ink. I just did a Jinhao experiment, and I love this. And this is the pen that remember I forgot, and I left it here when I went home to the Bahamas, and it was full of ink. So I had to use this. This was a good leftover ink. I love this pen. And it's interesting that the pen actually has an extra fine nib in it. Look at the size of that number 8. Freaking heck, man. I still cannot get over the size of that nib. Anyway, and it's an extra fine nib. And I thought with extra fine, it would be real scratchy and the feedback would be a lot. I'm not a fan of feedback in pens. Not at all. I actually reached for this pen a lot during the month of November. And I had to stop reaching for it because I didn't want, my pages to be full of pink. I didn't want it to be the pink show. So, and this pink is it's a rich raspberry. The ink is called Ferris Wheel Press Double Raspberry, and it's a rich pink. It is not a classic lollipop, kind of pink. This is really nice. This pairing was really, really good. And I know you're going to be surprised at this rating, but go with me. I'll explain it. This pairing was a 9.1. I know, Grace, that makes that sense. Let me give you a clue. So it is an odd rating, 9.1. I didn't want to give it a 9.5 because in my head, that's really close to a 10. This pairing wasn't a 10 pairing. I loved writing with it. I love the ink. But a 10 pairing is just like, blow me out of the water. Oh my God, can I use this forever? That's what a 10 is for me when it comes to ink pairings. So this wasn't an 8, which is kind of like, you're getting there. So it's a 9.1. Go figure. I know it makes no sense, but in my brain it makes sense. And this is for me. So there you go. Okay, the next one for leftovers was this little baby. I am just enamored with this. And I mean, you see this sitting there, and you wouldn't think it's a pen. This is the Mahjong 1K Blue Mini. It has a fine point on it, fine point nib. It is inked up in Pilot Iroshizuku Konpeki, one of my all-time favorite inks. Although there's another one in the running that's really become my favorite, and it might surpass Konpeki, but we'll see. So this is what you do if you have not seen this pen. That's how you write with it. And it's strange how it's a short pen, but it really doesn't feel like a short pen. It is. I just love writing with this thing. I absolute writing with it. It's a good pairing. The only thing with this pairing, this particular pairing right now, is I got actually tired of the ink in the pen after a while. The pen, as I said, is a workhorse. As I said, the nib is really solid, no issues. There's a bit of feedback with it, but that to me is going along with the fine nib. So for this pairing, this was a good pairing. Got an 8.5. Really good, getting up there. I would love to try this pen, yes, with a more wet ink. Yeah, love to try that. Alrighty, next pen up is, I know I say this every time, but be still my beating heart. If I could give this pen the Pen of the Year award, oh my God, there's something about, you might not even know. This is a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 with a primary manipulation 1. And it's a medium nib. And it's just a beautiful writer. Every time I go to pick it up, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun. It is so good. Okay, and the ink in it is the Geobang Violette Pensée. and it's this purpley thing. And people, I like purple. Who knew? This is a really, look at this purple. Look at this purple. I mean, really. Look at that. That is just, someone commented on one of my videos just now. She said it's a blurple. That's a blurple. I love that color. It's like a purpley bluish thing going on. Sometimes more blue, sometimes more purple. That's a blurple. Anyway, I am in love with this pen. I'm in love with the pairing. These two go together so well. I want more Leonardos. There will be more of these Italian pens in my future. I know it. I'm not even trying to say guess. I am going to get more. This pen, I think, was chef's kiss. This pairing, I should say. This pairing should be chef's kiss, and I will get me some more pens from Leonardo. I want to go on camera and just kiss it, but you can't see me kiss it. But know that I just kissed my pen. There you go. Alrighty. I know what you can think. I know you know what I'm gonna put for this one. 10. Whoop whoop. Oh my God. One of the things that I was thinking about this. I am not sure this pen will ever rate less than a 10. I'm gonna try other inks and see how it works, but out of the park, this out of the gate, this ink, the Geoban Violetta Pensi, this was hit out of the park. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Alrighty, next one is the TWSBI Eco Indigo with a bronze finish, and it has a broad nib in it. I love this broad nib. This is my first TWSBI with a broad nib, and it writes really wet. I just love it though. It's like pure softness of the flow of the ink across the page writing with this TWSBI. It is. Initially, I'm thinking, I'm not sure I'm gonna like this pairing, because I think the ink, I've used the ink before in a different pen, and it was the ink, if I can find a word for it, I would say it's juicy. The ink is very juicy. And so I thought maybe the second go around, I might not like it, but, because I know that with broad nibs and use a wet nib, the ink is kind of like flowy, almost a bit too much. It worked in this. The ink is one of my favorites that might surpass the Konpeki, the Iroshizuku Konpeki, Diamine Blue Velvet. There is, I wish I had my things here. There is, I don't know if you can see it, I don't know if it's going to show up. There is a red that runs, a red sheening that you can see it there. Oh, I'm hoping the camera gets it. Oh, please say you saw it. Please let me know you saw it. I absolutely loved writing with this pen. It surprised me. I've learned how with this pen and this nib, with this ink, I've learned how to kind of like tame the beast of a broad nib with a very wet ink. One of the things I know I had to do with it was write in print rather than my regular cursive, because the color laid down so much. But I loved seeing this, when I wrote, I loved seeing a spread of it. It's so gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This gets a 9. I really like that combination. Absolutely good pairing, wonderful pairing. Next one up is my Pilot Vanishing Point. The ink that's in this one. Now this is a Pilot Vanishing Point Decimo, so it's the smaller aluminum pen, and this is the champagne pen, the champagne color style. I love writing with this with a VP. I love writing with it. This is, I like the two pairings together. it's inked up in Diamine Poppy Red, and this red is not in your face. It isn't in your face. It's almost like a true red that doesn't read cherry red bright or dark red, like almost like writer's blood type thing. The one thing about this pen right now is, in previous videos, I talked about how I like the girth of a pen for my hand because I hold so tightly. The girth of this pen works for my hand because I don't have to hold it tightly. Because now I know this and I have more of these size pens, I realize that this is a thin pen. So one of the things I want to do on my list to get next year is the vanishing point, the regular vanishing point, probably the matte, or maybe the green. I don't know which one I want, but I think I might be ready to get the regular vanishing point. Yeah, we'll see. My hand got tired after a while writing with it. I do love this. I love this pen though. I absolutely love this pen. So because of that issue, when I think about the pairing, I'm going to give this. I tell you, it really irritated after a while as I wrote, and I kind of cut my writing short. Or one of the things I noticed I was doing when I wrote, I would write rather in large cursive so I could fill up the page quickly, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. This I'm going to give a 6.5. I think that's the lowest rating I've ever given for the Vanishing Point Decimo, but I'm finding that it's different now that I know I like a more girthy pen. Just definitely. All right, last pen. The last pen is my Visconti Apollo. Mythos Mirage Apollo. I love this pen. It's just the cutest thing. I love the fact that there's columns. It's fashioned after the Greek columns. So cool. I love that snap. Love this pen. This is my first Visconti. Like the Leonardo that was paired with the Géoban Violette Pensée, this was paired. This has only ever had Diamine Ancient Copper in it. And I am not one who matches ink to pens. And I can't remember why it worked to match these two together or pair these two together. But, oh my word, I love this pairing. I love everything about. I enjoyed reaching for this pen, knowing that I would have a good writing experience. One of the things I do want to do is to try this pen. This is this medium nib. I want to try this pen with a drier ink and see how it stands up. I think it'll still be good. I love writing with it. So this one is a 9.5. We're not at the 10 mark. That's a 10. Alrighty. Remember one of the things I wanted to include here is which of these inks I would buy a bottle of. Well, considering I have a bottle of this and this and this and this and this. Oh no, not this. Two inks I will definitely be buying. This is the Ferris Wheel Press. The Ferris Wheel Press in Double Raspberry. I really like that. I'm going to get a bottle of that. And oh my goodness. I am getting a bottle of Diamine Blue Velvet. Where is that one? Definitely getting a bottle of that. So much so that this ink has been in a cart for a little while now. I just need to go and just click checkout because that's where it's at. That's where it's at. I want to show you, remember I told you it was a surprise, one more thing I want to show you. Let's put this away. I want to show you something. This is the end. One of the things I want to do is I created this sheet. I created this. This is the the pen pairing journal. And if you look here, you'll see that the TWSBI, I've already filled this one out, the TWSBI Eco in bronze is inked in diamine blue velvet. What I've done with these sheets, and I've actually created these sheets, what I've done with these sheets is I want to see the inks in a single pen. I want to see the inks that I use and how it changes, how the writing changes over a period of time with, or if it changes, or if it doesn't change, with a single pen. So what I'm going to do is Pilot Kakuno. This, I'm going to fill this one in on camera so you can see. This month, I changed that. So this month is, this is November. And then I'm just going to do a swatch here. So I can see kind of like the actual color. And then right in the ink, Diamine Pumpkin. And then some notes about it. I'm going to write the notes in later. But whenever I ink this up again in a different ink, I'm going to record how the writing, so I can see. I really want to see how a pen writes with different inks over a stretch of time. I have a fountain pen companion page, and I think that's a brilliant idea. I love that idea. I need to update mine because there's a whole lot more that needs to go on there. And I love swatching a whole or an ink flight, but I really wanted a physical representation of the pairings that I do. And I wanted to see it per pen, not like here with here. These I know that these are two are paired, but what else can I pair with the Kakuno and see the chronological order of what I use in my Pilot Kakuno? That's what this sheet is for. So these sheets allow me to do that. As I mentioned before, I'll be recording. I didn't mention that yet. I'll be recording a video of a more in-depth video of this whole thing. It's a whole binder. I'll be recording a whole in-depth video of the whole thing. And you know what? I've decided. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of these sheets. Would you be interested in would you be interested in having this kind of thing? I don't know. I think it's important for me. I don't know if it's important for you. And so with the video, I'm going to do an in-depth video on the whole thing, this whole binder. And that's upcoming. And let me know what you think. I know I'm not giving you much information right now, but I still, I love the idea. Like this Visconti. Let's get this out of the way. This Visconti, I call it a match made in heaven. Lovely writer, good flow, complements each other. So I know that when I come to the Visconti Apollo page and I look to see the ink that this Visconti had, match made in heaven, this ink complements this pen. I know that. And when I put another ink in there, I'll be able to see what the ink does with this one lone pen. And I have that for a whole lot of pens in there. Anyway, that's it. If you want sneak peeks of what this is looking like, because I'm doing sneak peeks over on my Ko-fi page. I'm over there. If you want sneak peeks of what this will look like before I actually do that video, go over there. The link is in the description. And let me know. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about these sheets. Is this something that interests you? Is this something that is like kind of like, yeah, I don't need that grace? Let me know. I would love to know. Anyway, that's it. Toodles. Goodbye.